All right, we are live here at CollectCo. I'm Paul. It is Sunday, May 18th. Already, man. Series going by quick. Yeah, here to sell some records. When you're on and watching, let us know. Leave a comment, like the video, share it, all that fun stuff. Let's see, was it 5:11? I'm a little bit late, but I am here. And yeah, hopefully you guys are ready to buy some records. Let's see, how is my microphone? I need to turn it up. Turn it up a little bit. Maybe right there. That seems about right. All right. Let's see, what do we have? I've got a couple crates of half off stuff. Got some Buy It Now Best Offer stuff. Got some new vinyl to go through. There's like a huge stack of Pablo Cruz records over here. That's fantastic. Did he not go through that one? I guess not. All right. How's it going? Hello, hello. All right. What is that on the crate? No idea. No idea what that is. I'm gonna get another crate. Let's see. It's been a long week. And on the road, we made a crazy turnaround going to Wisconsin. So drove all through the night, all day, back through the next night without stopping. We just took turns driving and sleeping. It's pretty rough, but I'm just about fully recovered. I think another good night of sleep tonight and I'll be back to normal. Kind of been going through the collection of like 23,000 that we bought on Wednesday, and then yeah, finding some really good stuff from that Wisconsin collection, of course, too. But yeah, ready to sell some records. I think, well, I don't know if I should even say. Never mind. I don't know if I don't know if Chad's said anything yet, but I think we are talking about doing a dollar sale pretty soon. Let's see, was it a 10-hour drive? It was, yeah, about like 10 or 11 hours, something like that. It was pretty far north up in Wisconsin that we went. But yeah, we bought the 23,000 records that actually came to the store, which was great. But we didn't get done unloading and leaving until I think it was like 10 or 10:30 that night. And Tyler drove till like 5 or 6 in the morning, swapped out, and he slept, and I drove the rest of the way up there. And then, yeah, got it and drove all the way back. It's crazy. Hardly ate anything too, but yeah, we're here. We are here. Let's see, what's the charge to ship to Canada? It is at cost for Canada. Most of our Canadian customers will build up multiple invoices and then pay for those records, and then get a quote on shipping, and then after you pay for the shipping, we will send it to Canada. But in the continental United States, it is $8 for unlimited shipping. So no matter how many records you buy, it's $8 unlimited. No Psych tonight. It's not a Psychedelic Sunday run. No Psychedelic Sunday today. There was, let's see, where is it? I think there were a couple psychedelic records that I put in some bins last night, and they didn't sell, and I was kind of surprised, especially where are those other two at? Well, that didn't sell. Man, there's a few good Psych records that I actually just straight priced last night. I'm gonna pull those right now and show them to you guys, and these will be Buy It Now or Best Offer if you guys are interested. Let's see, what do we have? What else is there? Yeah, that. Let's see, yeah, some really good stuff. Craig, for sure. I mean, there's a, you know, it's obviously not original, but this is like a 2000, it's from 2000, a Sunday's reissue of Skip Spence or Alexander Spence from Moby Grape and Jefferson Airplane. That was EX 42.99. Even the reissue on that It's a little pricey. And then here's Love Revisited. Great compilation. That was VG Plus, $24.99. It's got stuff from their first 4 albums on there. An original copy of Clear Light. It is VG. The jacket is like really, really nice. But that was a VG copy for $19.99. This is a really slept on Psych record on MGM. This is Chrysalis Definition. It's also VG, but it's $29.99. $29.99 on that. And then Chad and Jeremy, The Arc. This is atypical of Chad and Jeremy stuff. This is more in the line of what's that other one, like Of Cabbages and whatever. It's kind of like Baroque Pop. Psych. That was VG Plus, $24.99. VG Plus, $24.99. If anyone wants to make an offer on any of those are for sale, but I will be putting those out in a Buy It Now Best Offer crate later as well. But those are all for sale. I shouldn't mix them up yet in case someone wants to make a claim on any of those. My pick on those would be that Chrysalis album or that Skip Spence. I mean, getting any kind of copy of that is fantastic and essential. If you like that weird kind of outsider psychedelic folk kind of stuff, acid folk, great stuff. All right, Larry Gonzalez, what's going on? Hello, everybody. Speaking of Rebecca, I don't know where any of these 45s are at. So we might have to take a day off of 45s again and just try to sell as many LPs as we can. Let's get to it. There was a crate of new vinyl sitting up top. I'm sure Chad has probably gone through them this week, but they looked like they were probably tagged from this past week. Was the stuff from the Flip video pulled? I don't know anything about a Flip video. Let me check that real quick just to make sure I'm not about to show a bunch of stuff from a Flip video if they have already sold. Let's see here. What is that? Uh-oh. Let's see. Well, you know what? Looks like this crate with the stuff that I just mentioned looks like was part of a Flip video. Looks like, well, I guess I'll go ahead and pull some of these when we get to them. See Cynthia Herndon. I don't know, maybe I'm not going to show that one since he went through it. I'm glad he said something because I didn't even know he had made a Flip video of anything. So let me make sure there's nothing else. What is that? Is that this crate too or no? I don't think so. Just making sure. No, not this crate. Okay. All right. Well, looks like some of the records that I showed, some of those Psych records have actually been pulled or claimed already. So let me get out of here and let's see. Let me get this thing refreshed. Okay. Let's go through this crate of new vinyl. It was just sitting up top and looked like it had some good stuff in it. Yeah, George Strait, number ones, volume 1. That is a new and sealed copy for $34.99. George Strait, number ones. Alan Jackson, The Greatest Hits Collection. That's new and sealed for $36.99. $36.99 on Alan Jackson. CCR, Cosmos Factory on opaque red vinyl. That is new and sealed for $33.99. Arguably their best album. $33.99 on Creedence Clearwater Revival. And then Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire. Music by Joel McNeely. That is a new sealed copy for $33.99 on Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire. Then Slipknot, that's 5, The Gray Chapter on limited edition pink vinyl, new and sealed for $36.99. Jeff, yeah, this sale begins a brand new invoice, so everyone has a invoice of $0 right now. This officially starts a new invoice cycle. And then we've got Archie Shepp, The Magic of Juju. That is new and sealed. Audiophile quality from Third Man Records, $36.99. Great album if you like some free jazz. That is $36.99 for Archie Shepp. And then Virgin Prunes, If I Die, I Die. That is a new sealed copy, 40th anniversary edition. Original album remastered on clear vinyl. Clear vinyl, Virgin Prunes, new and sealed copy for $38.99. And then Kiss Alive 3, that's a new sealed copy for $46.99. $46.99 on Kiss Alive 3. Then Led Zeppelin, Texas International Pop Festival, 1969 broadcast on colored vinyl. That is new and sealed. New and sealed for $36.99. Slip. What was Slip? Was that supposed to be Shep? Charlie Marks? Let me know what's... Oh, Slipknot, yeah. Slipknot, that is sold to Charlie Marks. I forgot that Slipknot record was in there. Thank you. And then Kiss Alive 2. That's also a 180-gram audiophile pressing, new and sealed for $54.99. $54.99. Sean Fairweather wants the Led Zeppelin. And then we've got another Slipknot. This is Iowa, and that is on limited edition translucent green vinyl. That's new and sealed for $36.99. $36.99 on Slipknot. And then White Zombie, Astro Creep 2000. That's a music on vinyl. Audiophile pressing, new copy unopened, $38.99 on White Zombie. Machine Head, Unatoned Machine Head is new and sealed on clear vinyl for $29.99. $29.99 on Machine Head. Machine Head, we've got how many copies? 6 or something? Machine Head, assuming that must have been a pretty big pre-order there. Machine Head, new and sealed on clear vinyl, $29.99. Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill, that's a new sealed copy for $33.99. $33.99 on Alanis Morissette. And then Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire, that's a new sealed copy for $33.99. And then Cold, A Different Kind of Pain, that's a music on vinyl release, limited to 1,000 copies on silver vinyl, $38.99 numbered on the back. Yep, that one's $3.55. Cold, A Different Kind of Pain. Charlie Marks on White Zombie. Where was he? There he is. White Zombie is sold to Charlie Marks. Rebecca Howitt on Cold. Let me grab the lowest number for you since you were the first one to comment on that. Looks like $3.54 is the lowest number on that one. That is sold to Rebecca Howitt. If anyone else wants one, we've got 3 copies left. Just 3 copies. That one is limited, so we will not be able to have the colored vinyl version forever. That will go out of print at some point. And then we've got Grant Green, Idle Moments. This is a great album. Fantastic guitar player. That's a new seal copy for $34.99. Also got Bobby Hutcherson on there, Duke Pearson, Bob Cranshaw, and Al Harewood. Grant Green kind of got like a little Obi type of a thing on there too. New and sealed $34.99 on Grant Green. $34.99 on that. So let me recap this very quickly. Just going through a crate of new vinyl to get warmed up. Again, starting a brand new invoice cycle today. This starts a brand new invoice cycle. Let's do it again. George Strait, Number Ones, Volume 1. That's new and sealed, $34.99. Alan Jackson, his greatest hits collection, new and sealed, $36.99. CCR, Cosmos Factory on red vinyl. That's new and sealed for $33.99. And then Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire, that's new and sealed for $33.99. Archie Shepp, The Magic of Juju, that's new and sealed for $36.99. Virgin Prunes, If I Die, I Die, 40th anniversary on clear vinyl, new and sealed, $38.99. Kiss Alive 3, new and sealed, $46.99. Led Zeppelin, Texas International Pop Festival, 1969 broadcast, $36.99 on colored vinyl. Kiss Alive 2 is new and sealed for $54.99. Slipknot, Iowa on green vinyl, new and sealed, $36.99. 1 copy left of Astro Creep 2000 by White Zombie, that's $38.99. Machine Head, Unatoned, new and sealed on clear vinyl for $29.99. And then Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill, that's new and sealed for $33.99. Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire, $33.99. Cold, A Different Kind of Pain, that was on silver vinyl, numbered, $38.99. $38.99 on Cold. And then Grant Green, Idle Moments, that's a new sealed copy for $34.99. $34.99. Kelly, that's a very good question. Maybe the name Plums was already taken, so they're like, all right, how can we still be Plums, but not be called the Plums? Virgin Prunes, that's it. Let's see. Let's do a crate of half-off stuff. Half-off records. But let me mute my mic for just 1 second first. Give me 1 second. Where is the mute button? I forgot. There it is. All right. half off pre-owned. It's time for half off pre-owned stuff. All right. The Flying Lizards. The Flying Lizards, that is it was $24.99. Now it's $12.50 for the Flying Lizards. Half off crate here, $12.50 on the Flying Lizards. Sugarloaf Spaceship Earth, that is $20 on that. Joe Walsh, Got Any Gum? $10 on Joe Walsh. Elton John, Rock of the Westies, that is $10 for Elton John. Miami Vice soundtrack. EX Condition, $9 on Miami Vice. The Wilburn Brothers, Back in Town. That is $5, just $5 for the Wilburn Brothers. $5 on that. And then Universal Rhythm by Ralph McDonald. Ralph McDonald is half off for $6.50. $6.50. And then Rick Wakeman, Journey to the Center of the Earth. It's a VG Plus copy for $7.50. Mike Bartlett on Elton John. Elton John is sold to Mike Bartlett. Thank you, Mike. That's sold to you. And then we've got In Transit, self-titled In Transit. That is sealed. It was $24.99. Now it is $12.50. $12.50 for In Transit. This is Max Demano, something like that. The Call of the Wild. Max Demian, D-E-M-I-A-N. The Call of the Wild. That was $9.99. Now it's $5. It's a hard rock record from 1980. $5 on Max Demian. And then James Brown, Thinking About Little Willie John and a Few Nice Things. James Brown, it was $49.99. Now it's $25. No condition notes on the vinyl on the Blue King label there. $25 on James Brown. ELP, that's Emerson, Lake and Palmer Works, Volume 2, and that is $7.50. $7.50 on that. Let's see, does Rick Wakeman have the booklet? I don't think so. It doesn't feel like it, but it might actually. It does. It does have the... Well, is it a booklet or a poster? I think it is the booklet, but the staple came undone there. But that is in there. It does have that much of it, at least. And it's got the company in her sleeve as well. But that was VG Plus for $7.50 if you want that. Mike Bartlett, just let me know. Tyler Uribe wants Transit and Max. There's Max and Transit. Those are both sold for half off. Brian De Leon picking up the James Brown. Solid pickup there. And then Mike Bartlett is going to get the Rick Wakeman. So Rick Wakeman is sold to Mike Bartlett. Awesome. Next is Lou Gramm, Ready or Not. Lou Gramm is $10 for Lou Gramm. Nat King Cole, Looking Back. Nat King Cole is half off for $5. Boys and Girls, Sensation, what is it, self-titled Boys and Girls. It's $12.50. Oh, it's Brian Ferry. I'm an idiot. Brian Ferry, Boys and Girls, I think, yeah, $12.50 on Brian Ferry. And then, OK Hall of Fame, Little Richard's Greatest Hits. Little Richard's Greatest Hits, just $10. Just $10. Got Lucille on there, Tutti Frutti, of course. Get Golly Miss Molly, $10 for Little Richard. Bill Nelson's Red Noise, Sound on Sound. That is half off for $10. Cool cover there. $10 on Bill Nelson's Red Noise. Aretha Franklin, that is called Hey Now Hey, The Other Side of the Sky. I always like that cover. That is $13.50. $13.50 on Aretha Franklin. The Werewolves, Ship of Fools. The Werewolves is half off for $5. $5 on the Werewolves. The Iodine Raincoats, I Wonder. The iodine raincoats is just $5. It's $5 on that. Looks like it's from 1988. Don't know much of anything about that. Looks like an EP, just 4 tracks on that. And then we've got the original motion soundtrack for Gladys Knight, or from Gladys Knight and the Pips. It's Gladys Knight Pipe Dreams. That is sealed for just $5. Sealed for $5 on Gladys Knight and the Pips in a Viennese wine garden. Tony Krauser, yeah, looks like something there. That's sealed for $5. $5, maybe polka or something. $5 on that. $5 on in a Viennese wine garden. The Stanky Brown Group, if the lights don't get you, the Hellets will. The Stanky Brown Group is $5. Unstoppable. Unstoppable is sealed for $5. Unstoppable, sealed $5 from 1983. Sammy Hall Singers, What's It All About? Sammy Hall Singers is VG Plus for $5. $5 on that. Guillotine. Guillotine on Ampex Records. That's EX for $6.50. $6.50 on Guillotine. And then 5 Seconds of Summer. 5 Seconds of Summer. That is sealed mystery color vinyl. It was $29.99. Now it's just $15. I know they've got a big following. Yeah, it's on colored vinyl. We don't know what color it's going to be on, but it is sealed for $15. We've got 4 copies of that. Assuming those will probably all sell for half off there. Barry White, No Limit on Love. That is a sealed reissue for $10. Looks like it's numbered as well. Out of $22.50, sealed for $10 on Barry White. No Limit on Love. Got 2 copies of that. Blonde Shell, debut LP from Blonde Shell, phenomenally catchy alt-rock blast. It says Rolling Stone, sealed for just $10. Sealed for $10 on Blonde Shell. Does Gladys Knight have Midnight Train to Georgia on it? Let's find out. Midnight Train to Georgia. Let's see, where was that? It does not have that track on there, Regina Ford. Regina Tabor, that is not on there. Blonde Shell still available. And this is Sounds by Young Gravy. Marvelous. Young Gravy Marvelous is sealed. It was $39.99. Now it's just $20. $20 on Young Gravy. The Devil I Know. That's Ashley McBride. The Devil I Know. That is sealed for $12.50. $12.50 on that. Blonde Shell is sold to Carla DeRochi. Carla, have you bought from us before? I don't know. Your name isn't ringing a bell to me, but just let me know. Just say yes or no. The Devil I Know. Yeah, Ashley McBride's still available. Ashley McBride. And then we've got Big Sean, Detroit 2. Big Sean is sealed for just $10. $10 on Big Sean. $10 on that. Men at Work Cargo. Men at Work Cargo is half off for $12.50. No condition notes on the vinyl there. Taylor Swift, Lover. Taylor Swift is sealed for $15. Sealed for $15 on Taylor Swift. Thank you for letting me know. Carla, thank you. Melissa Bailey on Ashley McBride. That is sold to Melissa Bailey. I've got 1 copy of that left. And then John Cougar, American Fool. John Cougar is half off for $10. $10 on that. And then DMA's, Tall Sean. DMA's How Many Dreams on Neon Yellow vinyl. It's unopened. It was $29.99. Now it's $15. $15 on the DMA's How Many Dreams. And then Mercyland, We Never Lost a Single Game. That is sealed for just $10. Mercyland sealed for $10. Then Charlie Bliss, Guppy. Charlie Bliss is sealed for $10. Let's see. Robin Glenn on Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is sold to Robin Glenn for half off sticker. And then another Charlie Bliss Guppy. That is sealed $10 for Charlie Bliss. Let's run through this crate again. This is probably the most left in a half off crate that I've ever done here. We usually sell about, like, I don't know, 2/3 or 3/4 of them at least. I'm going to run through it again and we'll see if we can knock some more out of there. Let's see. Let me move this crate over here real quick. Move this over. There we go. All right. Oop. Slipped. It is early. That's true, Jeff. It is early. I don't think everyone's on and watching yet. Let's see. Midnight Train to Georgia is on an LP called Imagination. Thank you, Craig. Midnight Train to Georgia is on Imagination by Gladys Knight and the Pips. Regina, look out for that one. All right. Excuse me. Let's run through this half-off crate again. Let's run through it again. The Flying Lizards, that was half off for $12.50. No condition notes on that. Sugarloaf Spaceship Earth is $20. $20 on Sugarloaf. And then Joe Walsh, got any gum? That almost always sells. Any Joe Walsh. That's $10. Miami Vice, the Miami Vice soundtrack is EX for $9. Wilburn Brothers, Trouble's Back in Town, $5 on that. Ralph McDonald, Universal Rhythm, that is $6.50. ELP Works Volume 2 is $7.50. Lou Graham, Ready or Not, is $10. Nat King Cole, Looking Back, $5 on Nat King Cole. Boys and Girls, that's Brian Ferry, $12.50. $12.50 on Brian Ferry. And then we've got Little Richard's Greatest Hits, still available, $10 on Little Richard. Bill Nelson's Red Noise, Sound on Sound, that's on the Harvest label, $10 on that. And then Aretha Franklin's still available as well for $13.50. It does have a name written on the top there, $13.50. And the Werewolves, Ship of Fools, the Werewolves is $5. The Iodine Raincoats, I Wonder, $5. Gladys Knight is sealed for $5. Sealed for $5 in a Viennese wine garden, and that is sealed for $5 as well. The Stinky Brown Group, $5 on that. Unstoppable, sealed, $5. Sammy Hall Singers, What's It All About, VG Plus for $5. Guillotine is EX for $6.50. 5 Seconds of Summer, still available. Colored vinyl, sealed for $15. And then we've got Barry White, No Limit on Love, sealed for $10. Sealed for $10 on Barry White. Blonde Shell, got one copy of that left. That was $10. Melissa Bailey is going to get the 5 Seconds of Summer. Then Rebecca Howitt is going to get the Flying Lizards for half off. Thank you guys. Those are sold. And then we've got Young Gravy, Marvelous Young Gravy was sealed for $20. Young Gravy, Marvelous, sealed $20. And then one copy left of Ashley McBride, The Devil I Know. That was sealed for $12.50. And Big Sean Detroit 2, Big Sean, is sealed for $10. Minute Work Cargo, $12.50 on that. John Cougar, American Fool, is $10. The DMAs was on neon yellow vinyl. DMAs unopened yellow vinyl, $15 on that. We've got 3 of those left. And then Mercyland, We Never Lost a Single Game. Mercyland was sealed for $10. Sealed for $10. Joe Walsh was back here somewhere. Joe Walsh, where are you? Right there. That is sold to James Farrell. Thank you, James. That is sold to you. Mercyland, Charlie Bliss, Guppy. Those were sealed. Half off was just $10. $10 on Charlie Bliss. Charlie Marks is going to get Men at Work. Good choice there. That is sold to Charlie Marks. Thank you very much. What tracks are on John Cougar? Give me 1 second. Let me find this Guillotine record as well. Guillotine is sold to Rebecca Howitt. That is sold to Rebecca Howitt. And, yeah, let's see. Where's that? John Cougar. American Fool. Got Hurt So Good. Jack and Diane. Hand to Hold On To. Dangerless. Can You Take It? Thundering Hearts. China Girl, Close Enough, and Weakest Moment. So, yeah, Hurt So Good and Jack and Diane on that one. Robin Glenn, if you want that for half off, just let me know. Just let me know. And Sean Lee Hooker, nice. Went from Sean Lee Hooker to Big Sean overnight. All right, let's see. Yeah, Robin Glenn, just let me know if you want that one. Gonna get this crate out of the way. If anyone else wants anything out of there, well, I'll go ahead and grab this. He said sold, so that is sold to Robin Glenn. That is sold to Robin Glenn. Thank you very much. Got another half off crate to go through. Let's do another half off crate. Then maybe we'll do a crate of new vinyl or something. And then we'll just kind of play by ear after that. What's in this crate down here? See records. There are records down here. Maybe I'll do these buy now best offer after. Yeah, might as well. It looks like there's some very good records in here. Cool. Yeah. All right. These. All right. Yeah, Robin, I got the John Cougar Mellencamp for you. Pulled that. That is sold to you. All right. Let me mute my mic again for just 1 second. All right, let's do another half off crate. Again, this is, excuse me, kind of similar to the last one, where it was kind of split, you know, some newer stuff and some vintage stuff. Carla DeRochi is going to pick up a copy of 5 Seconds of Summer as well. Great, shipping away those. That is sold to Carla DeRochi. We've got 2 copies of that left. If anyone wants to pick either of those up, we have 2 copies left. They're half off for just 15 bucks, new and sealed. All right, let's see what's in here. The Waylon Jennings Files, Volume 13. That's a Bear Family release, I believe. Yeah, half off for $10. $10 on Waylon Jennings. Not Tanya. That's Tammy Wynette. Excuse me, Tammy Wynette. No, what am I doing here? Mo for 2. 3rd time's a charm. Winona. Winona is on baby pink vinyl, sealed for $12.50. $12.50 on that. First on Waylon was James Lee Farrell. That sold to James Lee Farrell. Melissa Bailey was 2nd. John Durden, you were 3rd. Winona, it's one of those country ladies. Winona, that is available on pink vinyl, sealed for $12.50. Get that out of here. That's sold to Robin Glenn. Thank you, thank you, Robin. That is sold to you. I don't know what I just did to myself there. What else is in here? Hank Williams Jr., The Last Love Song. That's an earlier one. Half off price is $12.50. $12.50 on Hank. Hank Williams Jr. Not bad at all. Winona Judd. Thank you, thank you, Big Sean. $12.50 on Hank Williams Jr. Natasha Pickett is also going to pick up a 5 Seconds of Summer. That means we only have 1 copy left. Only 1 copy left. Natasha Pickett gets that one. Got 1 left. Who got Winona? That was James Lee Farrell. Melissa, you were 2nd. Melissa Bailey, you were 2nd on that one. Hank Williams Jr. still available. And then we've got a half-speed master, CBS Master Sound audio file pressing of Willie Nelson Stardust. And that is half off now, $25. $25 on Willie Nelson Stardust. Half-speed master. Those sound fantastic. Maybe, well, it's hard to top Red-Headed Stranger, but Stardust is a very, very good record. Half off, 25 bucks. Tammy Wynette, there's Tammy. Tammy Wynette, Good Love and Heartbreak. That's one I feel like I don't see that one as often as some of our others. This was $5 for Tammy Wynette. $5 on that. $5 on that. Earl Scruggs Review, Rockin' Across the Country. That was $14.99. Now it's $7.50. Looks like it used to have a promo timing strip here on the bottom, and someone peeled it off. Someone peeled that off. Not a white label promo though, but that is $7.50. The Earl Scruggs Review. And then Charlie Rich. Charlie Rich. This is a promo. White label promo here, yeah. No condition notes either. Really nice looking copy. $7.50. $7.50 on Charlie Rich white label promo. Robin Glenn on Tammy Wynette. Tammy is sold to Robin Glenn. Thank you, Robin. That's sold to you. Next is Buck Owens, Arms Full of Empty. Buck Owens is sealed. That's a sealed copy for $7.50. $7.50 on that. Charlie Rich sold to John Durden. Thank you, John. That's sold to you. Nick Gravenights, My Labors. Nick Gravenights, I love that cover. Nick Gravenights EX copy. It's from 1969, and it is $14. That's the half off price, 14 bucks on Nick Gravenights. And then Charlie Daniels Band Full Moon. That's half off for $12.50. $12.50 on the Charlie Daniels Band. $12.50 no condition notes. Another Willie. This is Willie Nelson Sweet Memories. Willie Nelson is $7.50. $7.50 on Willie. Jimmy Buffett. Jimmy Buffet Equal Strain on all parts. That is sealed on blue vinyl for $17.50. It was $34.99. That is $17.50 on Jimmy Buffett. Willie, John Durden is picking up this Willie as well. I'm assuming you want that one and not the Half Speed Master of Stardust. Did no one claim that for half off? It's 25 bucks. $25 on Willie Nelson Stardust Half Speed Master, but this one I believe is the one that John Durden wanted. That is sold to John. Thank you very much. What else is in here? Bobby Digital. That's the RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. Bobby Digital and Digital Potions. It's a record store day release. Sealed, and now it's just 10 bucks. Just $10 for Bobby Digital. That is the RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. I'm surprised these didn't sell for full price. These are just 10 bucks. $10. Michael McCullen is going to pick up Stardust. Good pick up there. Any of these CBS Master Sound, like Half Speed Masters, I don't know, those sound fantastic. That is sold to Michael McCullen. Thank you, Michael. That's sold to you. RZA, Ivan Rychek is going to pick one up. We've still got like 4 copies left. How did these not sell? The RZA from Wu-Tang Clan. Let's see. William Joseph Seth got one. Carla DeRochi gets one. Tim Colino gets one. And we've only got one left. Just one left. They're almost all gone. That is what I would have expected to happen the first time they were shown. But those are half off for 10 bucks. And then we've got the Wicked Lowdown Out of Line. That is sealed for $7.50. Ooh, Madlib. The History of the Loop Digger. Madlib, of course, a pretty iconic hip-hop producer. Worked with MF Doom, that Mad Villainy record, you know, sealed. 15 bucks on Sky Blue Vinyl. Sky Blue Vinyl, Madlib, Medicine Show number 5. Just one copy of that left, too. And then we've got Fiddlehead. Death is Nothing to Us. Fiddlehead is sealed on neon orange vinyl for $12.50. $12.50 on that. Let's see. Paul James Farrell got Waylon, not Winona. Let me see. Did I miss something? You're right. Yeah, okay, James got Waylon. I see what I did wrong here. James Farrell got the Waylon record. I messed up here. So this is sold. The Waylon is sold to James Farrell. And then Melissa Bailey. Melissa Bailey, you were first on Winona. Thank you, Susie. I misread those comments when they came in. Got that corrected now. Let's see. The last person that got Bobby was Tim Colino. So Kenny Stanley gets one. Kenny Stanley gets the Bobby Digital, aka the RZA. That is sold to Kenny Stanley. And then Tim Colino Jr. is also going to get Madlib. That is sold to Tim Colino Jr. Take the Nick Gravenights. Yeah, Tyler Uribe, that is still available. Nick Gravenights is sold to Tyler Uribe. That is sold. And let's see, Robin Glenn. Let's see, Robin Glenn. Robin Glenn, you were actually 3rd or 4th on Winona. I misread those initial comments. So James Farrell got Waylon, and Melissa Bailey was first on Winona. Robin Glenn, you were 3rd or 4th on that. Yeah, sorry, Robin Glenn. That was my fault. I completely messed that up. Give me just 1 second here. All right, so that's an easy, quick way to get blocked. All right, let's get back to selling records. Let's see, where else are we here? All right. Next, let's keep going through the crate. Nothing else sold out of here, right? Okay. Let's get, oh, did I just refresh my, I did. All right, when facing the things we turn away from, that's Luke Hemmings. Luke Hemmings, when facing the things we turn away from, that is sealed for $10. Sealed for $10 on Luke Hemmings. Sealed for $10 on that. 2 copies of that available. And then the Teskey Brothers with Orchestra Victoria. The Teskey Brothers live at Hamer Hall. And that is sealed for $12.50. Sealed for $12.50. And let's keep going. This is something. What is this? Vintage Treble Heavy Hymnal. Vintage Treble Heavy Hymnal. That is sealed for just $7.50. Sealed for $7.50. Sealed for $7.50. There's 2, 3 of those vintage treble sealed for just $7.50. Might want to take a chance on that. Is that right? Yeah, Queen Live Killers. The jacket obviously has some wear to it, but the vinyl is graded VG Plus, and it's just $14. That's $14 on Queen. VG Plus rough cover, but $14. Little River Band. First Under the Wire. Little River Band is half off for just $5. Just $5. John Stevens. John Stevens is first on Queen. Billy Humphrey, you were second. Queen is sold to John Stevens. And then we have Stevie Wonder, Fulfilling This First Finale. That is a 2017 reissue. Half off though, $17.50. $17.50 on Stevie Wonder. And then another James Brown. This is Cold Sweat. James Brown, his Famous Flames. Half off price is $20. Half off price of James Brown is $20. $20 on James Brown. And then the Golden Groups. The Golden Groups, this is going to be a cool compilation here. Half off price is $10. $10. The Golden Groups Part 27, the best of Flash records. $10 on that. And then another Brian Ferry. This is Brian Ferry, In Your Mind. $12.50. Brian Ferry from Roxy Music. $12.50 on that. Fleetwood Mac. Heroes Are Hard to Find. Fleetwood Mac is half off now for $12.50. Michael Snade. There were no condition notes on James Brown. Let me take a peek. It should be EX or better. It's on that red King label. I'm trying to hold it under this light over here. It's a really nice copy for sure. James Brown, just $20. Just $20 on that. Michael Snade, if you want that, just let me know. And then we've got Blues Project. The Blues Project is half off for $7.50. $7.50 on that. Denise Oftedal. Denise is going to get the Golden Groups. Where did that go? How far back was it? There it is. Golden Groups is sold to Denise Oftedal. Sorry. Oh yeah, you were the one that sent me that picture of that Fallen Angels thing. That was really cool. Very cool. Let's see. Michael Snade said sold. So James Brown is sold to Michael Snade. That is sold to Michael Snade. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Just a few records left in here. These are all half off. This is a James Gang record that I feel like I don't see as often as a lot of their others. This is James Gang Miami. Half off price is $20. $20 on James Gang Miami. And then Deep Purple Burn. Very good record here. Half off for $15. What was that song on here that I remember liking a lot? Mistreated. Yeah, Mistreated's a really good one. Half off for just $15 on Deep Purple Burn. $15. And then Bill Bruford. This is Bill Bruford's Earthworks. Bill Bruford, the drummer from Yes and King Crimson and all that stuff. Half off for just $10. $10 on Bill Bruford. And then Delaney and Bonnie and Friends Motel Shot. It is a white label promo, and it's half off for $12.50. It's also, what is this? It's got an insert with it. Cool. I feel like I don't see that insert with that record very often either. Delaney and Bonnie, white label promo. Cool. Yeah, this is a really nice looking copy. I love these Atco white label promos. Very nice copy. And that is $12.50. Diego Sanchez wisely picks up the deep purple burn. It's a great price on that record. And then Aretha Franklin, Take a Look in shrink wrap. No condition notes on the vinyl either. That's $17.50. $17.50 on Aretha. Really nice looking copy. Yeah. $17.50 in shrink. Let's see, BB Bill Bruford. Bill Bruford is sold to John Dodd. That is sold to John Dodd. Thank you very much. And Kinda Kinks, the Kinks 50th anniversary, I'm assuming. Yeah, 2015 US reissue. That would be the 50th anniversary. It was $19.99. Now it's just $10 for the Kinks, Kinda Kinks reissue. $10 on the Kinks. What was on this one? I can't remember. Cool. Yep. And got Dancing in the Street in there. $10 on the Kinks. $10. Whoop. Spoilers. Bird, the original motion picture soundtrack. It's Charlie Parker. It is a VG copy, but now it's just $5. Just $5 on Charlie Parker. Bird soundtrack. Kinks. Sold to Robin Glenn. Thank you very much. Was there a Billy Storm album? I don't think so. I don't remember seeing a Billy Storm record in this crate, Denise. Just a couple records left. Camel, Breathless. It's VG Plus for just $5. Camel, some really good prog there. VG Plus, just $5 on Camel. And then Sonny, that's Sonny Bono from Sonny and Cher, all that stuff. Interviews, this is a pretty psyched out record here. VG Plus copy, just $7.50. Just $7.50 on Sonny. Pass on Kinks, no problem. Let's put the Kinks back in the crate. Robin Glenn changed their mind on that one. Gabe Vise is going to get Bird. That was Charlie Parker, the Bird. That is sold to Gabe Vise. Waiting for that one to show up again. No problem. Yeah, I'm assuming you're probably wanting a original copy or at least a vintage copy on that one. But it would be a good placeholder, just a good listening copy in the meantime. I feel like those early Kinks records, more often than not, are trashed. Just like really rough. It is hard to find clean copies of those early Kinks records. All right, let's see. Let me mute my mic for just 1 second. Again, I am sipping on some caffeine. Give me 1 second. All right, let's recap this crate. We definitely put more of a dent in this one than the first one. Almost makes me want to go through the other one again, but I'll wait until later in the sale to do that. Surprised this Hank Williams Jr. still here. This is The Last Love Song by Hank Williams Jr. That was $12.50 on Hank. If you need prices or condition on anything, just ask. I'm just going to read the titles from here on out. The Earl Scruggs Review, Rocking Across the Country. Buck Owens, Arms Full of Empty. That was a sealed copy. Charlie Daniels Band, Full Moon is still available. Jimmy Buffett, Equal Strain on all parts. That's on blue vinyl. The Wicked Lowdown, Out of Line. Fiddlehead, Death is Nothing to Us. This was Luke Hemmings, When Facing the Things We Turn Away From. We've got 2 copies of that. And then the Teskey Brothers with Orchestra Victoria live at Hamer Hall. Then we've got Vintage Trouble, Heavy Hymnal. Got a few copies of that. And then Little River Band, First Under the Wire. Stevie Wonder, Fulfillingness, First Finale. Brian Ferry, In Your Mind. I'm Not Like Everybody Else. I don't think that's on this one. No, I think, man, I can't remember. That is on one of their early ones, but it's not on this one, John. Not on that one, but yeah, that's still available if anyone wants that. I'm Not Like Everybody Else. Man, that was a song that like all the garage bands were doing versions of. The Kinks one is great for sure. Fleetwood Mac, Heroes Are Hard to Find. Blues Project, James Gang Miami. I don't know how many of you guys are watching that. Watched maybe, I think it was like maybe a few weeks ago. Or no, I'm thinking of 5 years ahead of my time. But I'm Not Like Everybody Else in 5 years ahead of my time. I feel like you're pretty similar. I was thinking of that Sacred Mushroom record, but they have a killer version of 5 Years Ahead of My Time. A Little River Band, Robin Glenn, that was $5. It was $9.99. That was just $5. Rebecca Howitt on the Luke Hemmings. There it is. Luke Hemmings is sold to Rebecca Howitt. Let's see, price on Buck Owens and Camel. Chuck Hawley, the Camel Breathless was VG Plus. It's just $5. Yeah, just $5. Chuck Hawley, and then Buck Owens was sealed. I think it's $7.50 maybe. I think it was sealed for $7.50. Yeah, sealed for $7.50 on that. Chuck Hawley, let me know if you want that. Robin Glenn does want the Little River Band. That is sold to Robin Glenn for half off. Thank you very much. And what else have I missed? Anything? How much on Stevie Ray Vaughan? I haven't shown a Stevie Ray Vaughan record, right? Joe Delgado, I haven't seen a Stevie Ray Vaughan record anywhere. Let's see. Just waiting on Chuck on those. It's just a few records left in here. Let's see. Chuck said he's going to take both of these. So Camel and Buck Owens are sold to Chuck Hawley for half off sticker price. Thank you very much. What was the vinyl before Luke Hemmings? Let's see. I'm not entirely sure. Like before would be, I don't know, technically this, the Teskey Brothers, but on the other side was Fiddlehead. That's Fiddlehead, Death Is Nothing to Us. That's on orange vinyl. That's on orange vinyl. Tina Turner on Hank. Hank Williams Jr. Hank Williams Jr. is sold to, where did that comment go? Tim Turner. Tim Turner got Hank. And then Brian Ferry, Bob Goodyear, Brian Ferry, where was he? There he is. It's a nice copy. Is it in shrink? It is in, is it in shrink or laminated? Sometimes it's hard to tell. I think it's got to be in shrink. It is in shrink. It's just very tight shrink. It's $12.50. $12.50. No condition notes on the vinyl. It's got the original inner sleeve as well. $12.50 on that. And what else did I miss here? It's Bob Goodyear. Let me know on that. And Fiddlehead. Is that a claim as well, Rebecca? Are you claiming Fiddlehead, or was that the one they were wanting to know what it was? Just say yes, or say sold if you do want it, or just pass if not. No problem. Let's see. Next in the crate, yeah, the Delaney and Bonnie. Did no one pick that up? White label promo? Yes, all right. Rebecca Howitt got Fiddlehead, that is sold. And then Bob Goodyear is going to get the Brian Ferry. That is sold to Bob Goodyear. Thank you very much. Did someone say Sacred Mushroom? Yeah, I did. I know we auctioned it. It was like maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago at this point. The Sacred Mushroom record. We did auction that a few weeks ago. Very cool. It's one that I used to actually have a copy in my collection. I don't know. It's a cool record. I love the cover. It's very bluesy and garagey, a little bit more than I would have hoped with a cover like that. It's a cool record, though, for sure. Very rare. I think they were from, like, Cincinnati, maybe. Aretha Franklin, take a look in shrink. This is still available, $17.50. $17.50 on Aretha Franklin. Very nice copy. And then Sonny Bono. Sonny Bono interviews. If you want to hear Sonny Bono get psyched out, what's that track? Pennies on a Bummer is wild. I Just Sit There. I think I Just Sit There is the one that I'm thinking of, the opening track that's just out there for sure. It just keeps going on and on and on. Let's see. I think that's all the claims out of there, right? Bob Goodyear. There was another Brian Ferry record in the other half off crate. I don't know if you were watching then, but if you are interested, let me find it real quick. Where was that? Where is the other Brian? Yeah, Boys and Girls. And this one's also $12.50. I don't know if you want that one. That's $12.50 on Brian Ferry, Boys and Girls. If you want that. Bob Goodyear, just let me know. Yeah, let me get this crate out of the way. And I'll consolidate it with the rest of these. And I'll show, I don't know, a crate of new vinyl maybe. Some new vinyl. Then we'll get into a crate of Buy Now Best Offer. I'll probably do a lot of that, because those were the only half off crates that I had set aside for tonight. Let's see what's in here. This looks like it might have some interesting stuff. There goes my phone. All right, let me get set up here. What is going on? There we go. Bob Goodyear, let me know if you're interested in that. If not, no problem. I'm just gonna stick it in this crate over here. Or if anyone else wants it. All right. All right. Let's see. What happened to the camera? I forgot that I kind of smacked it earlier accidentally. There we go. That's a little bit better, maybe. Let's do one crate of new vinyl real quick. See if we can sell some of this stuff. We do have to move these as well, of course. We've got Pink Floyd Animals, the 2018 remix. New and sealed copy, just $34.99. I mean, man, it had been a while since I had listened to this record. When I say a while, probably like a year. I love listening to this album. It's probably my favorite Pink Floyd record, even though the like pre-Dark Side of the Moon era is probably my favorite era of theirs. Animals probably is their best album. It's fantastic. That's a new sealed remix from 2018 remix for $34.99. Great stuff. Machine Head, The Burning Red. That's a music on vinyl release from Roadrunner Records as well. $38.99. $38.99 on Machine Head, The Burning Red. Got 2 copies of that. Then we've got the Rolling Stones, Some Girls Live in Texas 78. That's a new sealed copy for $34.99. $34.99 on the Rolling Stones, Some Girls Live 78. What? Something like that. Roughly. I don't know. It's close enough, I guess. Lordy, Limited Edition. Lordy. It's new and sealed for $44.99. New and sealed $44.99 on that. What is this? Under Oath, The Place After This One. Ruby, what is happening here? Under Oath, The Place After This One. It's new and sealed for $33.99. New and sealed $33.99 for Under Oath. Whew. Great album. The Modern Lovers, music on vinyl press, limited to 4,000 numbered copies on cool blue vinyl. Numbered on the back here, number 585. They're $39.99. If you don't know, yeah, Jonathan Richman kind of followed the Velvet Underground around when he was coming up. And then he started his own band. I got to see Jonathan Richman maybe a little over a year ago now. Fantastic. Such an odd dude, but man, that first Modern Lovers record is just fantastic. Roadrunner, Pablo Picasso, there's some, yeah, Astral Plane. I don't know, the whole album is great. But yeah, if you don't have a copy of that, pick that up. $39.99. Originals are pretty tough to get. Pretty tough. Testament, Practice What You Preach, new and sealed on orange and bone swirl vinyl. $29.99 on Testament. And then another Testament. This is Souls of Black. That's $44.99. Music on vinyl. $44.99 on that Testament. Then Accept. That's Balls to the Wall. Music on vinyl release. $38.99 on Accept. $38.99. System of a Down, Toxicity. $28.99. New and sealed. Suicidal Tendencies, Join the Army. Music on vinyl pressing. Yeah, 180 gram audiophile vinyl. $38.99 on Suicidal Tendencies. And then Virgin Steel, Guardians of the Flame, the Anniversary Edition. That's new and sealed for $34.99. And then Trivium Ascendancy, new and sealed for $39.99 on Trivium. It's music on vinyl, better sound. Yeah, I wouldn't quite call them audiophile, but they're really not. They do a really good job for sure. Jeff Holsworth, music on vinyl. I guess well, they do bill it as audiophile. They are supposed to be audiophile. They do a really good job. I think they're based out in Europe somewhere. Yeah, it is audiophile, but they put out some really cool stuff. This camera's bugging me. There we go. Let's see, what else did I miss? They put out all sorts of stuff. There's like Psych records that they do. It's a lot of metal. They do a lot of stuff that's been like out of print for a long time, and they do a really good job for sure. Very good. They sound great. Metallica, the Black Album, remastered, new and sealed for $34.99. Motorhead Bomber, that's new and sealed for $33.99. Pressed on blue and black splatter and cut as a half-speed master from the original tapes. Cool. $33.99 on Motorhead Bomber. And then we've got Dream Theater, Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory. That's new and sealed on clear vinyl. $39.99 for Dream Theater. Pink Floyd at Pompeii, new and sealed for $46.99. $46.99. Netherlands, that's what I thought. Thank you, Rob. I kind of thought they were based in the Netherlands, but I wasn't 100% sure. Because usually when you look them up, it says something about the Netherlands over there, but it's like, I don't know if that's really where they're based out of, or maybe where their distribution's out of. Hey, still got a copy of Mustafa Özkent. Mustafa Özkent, the Turkish psychedelic funk masterpiece. Great album. Originals are like essentially unobtainable. This is new and sealed for $33.99. $33.99 psychedelic funk. Great stuff. Instrumental. And then Miles Davis, Bitches Brew. That's a Mo-Fi pressing. Original master recording of Bitches Brew. That's new and sealed for $64.99. $64.99. These are numbered as well. $64.99 on Miles Davis, Bitches Brew, or as I like to call him, Mild David. Willie Nelson, Shotgun Willie. That's a QRP pressing. Wow. New and sealed, $64.99. $64.99. Cut at 45 RPM. Willie Nelson, Shotgun Willie. The Doors, Morrison Hotel. This is also a QRP pressing. Analog Productions, new and sealed for $64.99. Limited. Yeah, they always do like, what, 1,000 records per stamper? Yeah. Very cool. New and sealed for $64.99 on The Doors, Morrison Hotel. And then The Doors, Waiting for the Sun. That's new and sealed. QRP Analog Productions as well. $64.99 on The Doors, Waiting for the Sun. Great album. Underrated one in their catalog. ZZ Top, Fandango, 180 gram vinyl. Cut by Kevin Gray from the original master tapes. Limited edition, new and sealed, $44.99. That's from Rhino. Rhino's been kind of putting out some high quality, like audiophile type pressings recently as well. And then 2 records left in here. We've got Leonard Skinner's Second Helping. That's a Analog Productions QRP press, new and sealed for $46.99. And then Pronounced Leonard Skinner. That's also Analog Productions QRP. That's quality record pressing, new and sealed, $64.99. There are some audiophile type pressings for you guys. And ZZ Top is sold to Bill Samus. That is sold to Bill Samus. Let's see, Doors MH. That's Morrison Hotel. Great one there. That's going to sound fantastic. That's sold to Sean Fairweather. Thank you, Big Sean. That is sold to you. Yeah, Jeff, I wish we could do something about that, but we just can't take like a massive loss on the shipping stuff. It's tough. I don't know, maybe at some point we'll figure out a way to make it a little bit better. But as of right now, we do have to ship at cost outside of the continental US. Let's see. I guess that's everything in here. I'm going to just run through this very quickly one more time. Very quickly, and then I'll get into Creative Buy Now Best Offer. Let's see. Second Helping. All right. Joe Delgado is going to get Leonard Skinner's Second Helping. Thank you very much. That is sold to Joe Delgado. Let's run through this very quickly. Pink Floyd Animals, the 2018 remix. Machine Head, The Burning Red. Rolling Stones, Some Girls, live in Texas, 78. That's new and sealed. Lordy. Under Oath, The Place After this one. Under Oath. Modern Lovers, someone needs to pick that up. If you like the Velvet Underground or like this, I don't know, 70s power pop. It's not power pop. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like punk, kind of, but not punk. Kind of slacker rock, like proto slacker rock, maybe. That might be the best way to put it. Testament, Practice What You Preach. Testament, Souls of Black. Accept, Balls to the Wall. System of a Down, Toxicity, Suicidal Tendencies, Join the Army. Virgin Steel, Guardians of the Flame, the Anniversary Edition. Trivium Ascendancy. Trivium. Metallica, the Black Album Remastered. Motorhead Bomber. Dream Theater, Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory. Pink Floyd at Pompeii. Mustafa Ozkent, great stuff there. Miles Davis, Bitches Brew. Willie Nelson, that's Shotgun Willie. The Doors, Waiting for the Sun. And Leonard Skinner, pronounced Leonard Skinner. All right. Actually, I'm going to shove this back right back here. Looks like a poster or part of a poster got left behind here in the back. Let's see what we got here. What part of a poster do we have? Oh, wow. Wow. That's awesome. Let's start the bidding for $1 million. No, what is this? The Best of Jimmy. Blacklight. Looks like it's part of a Blacklight poster, but won't sell it for any less than $1 million. Let's see. Oh, did you get that One Step Bitches Brew? That's going to sound incredible. Very cool. I didn't even know that that was getting pressed as, or, you know, made as a one step until you asked about it. And I was like, oh man. Dig into the Doors after you're done with Zeppelin. Cool. Yeah, the Doors. Fantastic. I grew up listening to the Doors, Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, all that stuff. So this was ingrained into my brain. Let's see. There was a Curated. Yeah, that one. That was the one that I was going to do, is buy it now, best offer. I think this is stuff that we priced this week, or maybe last week. Maybe. But these are all going to be buy it now or best offer. You can buy them at sticker price or make a reasonable offer on them, and I'll say yes or no. But we do want to sell records out of here. You heading out?
No.
Hanging. Cool. All right, let's see. All right, let's get into this crate. It's going to be buy now, best offer. I'm going to mute my mic for just 1 second first. Give me 1 second. All right. All righty then. Buy now or best offer. We've got Jerry Lee Lewis, the Golden Rock Hits of Jerry Lee Lewis. That's $9.99. The early Beatles, that's still available. I'm surprised any Beatles record is ever left behind, but that's a really nice looking copy too. Very nice. What is this? Scranton? It's got the anvil on it. Cool. Yeah, 1965, $44.99 on the Beatles. Let's see, $2 bump. Over under for this crate is set at 3. Yeah, you know me. You know I love those $2 bumps. $2 bump. Just offer $2 more than you think you should, and maybe I won't do the bump. Frank Sinatra, that's live. Frank Sinatra is $14.99, no condition notes. Flatt and Scruggs, The Fabulous Sound of Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs, that's $14.99. Bobby and the Midnights, Where the Best Meet the Street. Where the best? Yeah, it is Where the Beat Meets the Street. Where the Beat Meets the Street, $24.99 on Bobby and the Midnights. That's Bob Weir, right? Yeah, Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead. The Peel Sessions, That Petrol Emotion. The Peel Sessions, it's a John Peel session saying $19.99 from That Petrol Emotion. Tracks on Frank Frank Sinatra, That's Life. It's a good way to kick it off. I Will Wait for You Somewhere, My Love. Sand and Sea, What Now, My Love. Winchester Cathedral, Give Her Love, Tell Her. The Impossible Dream, and You're Gonna Hear From Me. Let's see. Yeah, no auctions tonight, Dennis. Just trying to clear out as many LPs as I can tonight. Just doing a bunch of discount stuff. Did some half off crates. Did some new vinyl. But yeah, just showing LPs tonight. George Thorogood Live. George Thorogood Live is $19.99. Buy now, best offer. Everything in this crate. Nancy Sinatra, $29.99. No condition notes on that. Chuck Berry's Golden Hits. Chuck Berry is $26.99. This is Bent Fabric. Relax with Bent Fabric. They always had some of the best album covers. Bent Fabric is $9.99. Love is a Gentle Thing. Is that Mr. Belafonte there? Harry Belafonte. Love is a Gentle Thing. $9.99. Bill Hannum. Bill Hannum on George Thorogood. That is sold to Bill Hannum. Thank you, Bill. That's sold to you. That is sold next in the crate. Al Kiola. Something like that. Tough Guitar. Al Kiola. $9.99 on that. Country Joe McDonald, War, 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 composed by Country Joe McDonald from the poems of Robert W. Service. I don't know if I've ever seen that one. $19.99. It is on Vanguard. It's a Country Joe McDonald record that you don't see too often. Part 1. Cool. It's like a weird Vanguard label too. It's not a promo, but it's like a white label. I don't know if I've seen that one. $19.99 on Country Joe McDonald. Derringer, Sweet Evil. Rick Derringer, $19.99 on that. The Best of Papa John Creech, $9.99 on Papa John Creech. Marshall Crenshaw is $9.99. Good stuff there. The Dave Clark 5, You Got What It Takes, $9.99 on that. Focus, Ship of Memories is $19.99. REO Speedwagon, Good Trouble, $14.99 on REO Speedwagon. Chicago, this one is Chicago 11 or XI, that's $9.99. $9.99 on Chicago. What is this? Who Are You? Portrait of Bobby. That's a Bobby. I don't know. It's a Unipack. Who Are You, Bobby? I should probably know. Yeah, Bobby Sherman. Oh, it's a top loader. No, it's not. Where does this come out? The left side. The worst design possible. $9.99 for Bobby Sherman. The Portrait of Bobby. Comes out on the left side of the record. The Shirelles, Sha-la-la-la-la. The Shirelles is $19.99. Sherman, Stacy Metternich, is that a claim? Is that a claim, Stacy? If not, no problem. I'm assuming you're just trying to help me out there. Carly Simon, Hotcakes is $9.99. Don't want it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bobby Sherman is sold to Robin Glenn for $7. That is sold to Robin Glenn for $7. The Shadows, Rarities. The Shadows, cool. Is it the Shadows, like the British instrumental, like Ventures type band, I'm assuming? That's $14.99. $14.99 on the Shadows. Big influence on Jimmy Page and a bunch of other British guitar players from back in the day. 10 Years After, the classic performances of 10 Years After. That's $19.99. Beatles. The Beatles, Hey Jude, $44.99. That's a Jacksonville press. No condition notes, I don't believe. Yeah, on the Apple label. Very nice. $44.99 on the Beatles, Hey Jude. REO Speedwagon tracks. Where was that? Let's see. Keep the Fire Burning, Sweet Time, Girl with the Heart of Gold. Every Now and Then, I'll Follow You. The Key, Back in My Heart Again. Let's Bebop, Stillness of the Night, and Good Trouble. Those are the tracks on REO Speedwagon. If you want that, just let me know. Natasha. Next. Greg Kin. That's the Greg Conspiracy Band. $19.99 on that. Chicago 16 is just $9.99. War, Greatest Hits. War, Greatest Hits is $29.99. Belafonte, another Belafonte, that's $9.99. Robin Trower. This one's called In City Dreams, $19.99 on Robin Trower. Chuck Berry Bio, $29.99 on Chuck Berry. Renaissance Prologue is $19.99. REO Speedwagon Live, that one is $34.99. Forgot the price, but what is it? I'll do 12, a $3 bump. $12 on that, Natasha. $12. It was $14.99. I'll do 12 on it. Till Tuesday. Voices Carry Till Tuesday, $26.99. $26.99 for Till Tuesday. Chicago 16.7. Hold on. Let's see. Beatles 35. Bob Riger. I'm assuming that was for Hey Jude. Was that for this one here, Bob Riger? 35. I'll do 38 on that one. $38 on that, and I'll sell it to you. Let's see. Where was the Chicago 16? Chicago 16, right there. Chicago 16. That is sold to Robin Glenn for $7. Passing on the bump. No problem, Natasha. If anyone does want REO Speedwagon, I will sell it for $12. And Bob Riger, I'll do this one for $38. Let me get a new crate. Or at least get myself set up where I can fill up another crate here. There we go. All right. Next, The Doors, Waiting for the Sun. This is a vintage copy, or butterfly label. Cool. No condition notes either. $44.99 on The Doors. Man, yeah, this is a really clean looking copy. Looks unplayed just about. $44.99. Hello, I Love You. The Unknown Soldiers, Wild Spanish Caravans, cool. We Could Be So Good Together, 5-1. Some really good tracks on this one. $44.99 on The Doors, Waiting for the Sun. $44.99. Bob Riger, let me know if you want the Beatles for $38. Man, how's this still in here? John Prine. This is Prime, the best of John Prine. Just $34.99, no condition notes. Essentially greatest hits on John Prine here, $34.99. I got to, Bob. I'm trying to eat. Trying to eat over here. Till Tuesday is not sealed, Brandon. It's just a really nice copy, $26.99 on that, on the Epic label. No condition notes. Very nice copy. Thanks, Bob. Now I can eat tonight. Bob Riger gets the Beatles for $38. Tyler, I think I'll do 15 on Renaissance. I'll do 15 on Renaissance. 15 on that one. We went from $2 bumps to me doing $3 bumps. All of a sudden, $3 bumps tonight. This is what happens. Tyler Uribe says sold. Let me grab that Renaissance. There it is. Whoops. Went too far back. Uh-oh, you didn't see that. Jefferson Airplane. Yeah, that was $19.99. That's sold for $15 to Tyler Uribe. See, everyone's doing it to me. They're making me... Ooh. I can't do 15. I mean, that would be $12 off. We've only had it for about a week and a half. Man. I've got to meet you directly in the middle here and do 21 on it. A $6 bump. You go up 6, I go down 6. We'll do 21 on that. I'll sell it to you for $21. It's a nice copy. You see something. Yeah, it's also got the original printed inner sleeve with it. It's a nice copy. $21 on that one, Brandon Lack, and I'll sell it to you. No one has even made an offer on the John Prine. Unbelievable. Jefferson Airplane, Early Flight. Actually, Jim B, I haven't done any $2 bumps yet. No $2 Paul tonight. It's been $3 or more Paul tonight. Jefferson Airplane, Early Flight, $26.99. $26.99. That's a collection of songs never before released on an album. So, kind of need that one unless you want to get all the singles. That's $26.99. $26.99 on Jefferson Airplane. $26.99 on that. The Beatles' second album, In Shrink Wrap. In Shrink, $29.99. It's on the Apple label. No condition notes either. It's a really nice copy for just $29.99. And if you think I'm going to do just a $2 bump on that, you're wrong. $29.99 on that. Prime, thank you. Bill Samus with maybe the third offer of the night that goes uncontested. I'm not even going to bump that. John Prine is sold to Bill Samus for $28. That is sold to Bill Samus. Tougher than Chad? No way. Well, actually, yeah, probably. He's a softie. Big old soft boy. Let's see. Don't tell him I said that. Robin Schrower, Victims of the Fury, is $19.99. $19.99. Yeah, I hit you with the 21, Brandon. Hit you with 21. Come on, man. Let's do it. Let's do 21. Directly in the middle. Let's see. Thanks, Paul. No problem, Bill. Carly Simon, No Secrets. That's true. No Secrets. $9.99 on Carly Simon. And then Roger Daltrey, Ride a Rock Horse. Roger Daltrey is $14.99. Belafonte, the Midnight Special, is $9.99. $9.99. Does he know this is recorded? Yep, I know. He doesn't watch. Adrian Ballou, Mr. Music Head. Adrian Ballou, a music legend. This is $36.99 for Adrian Ballou. Played with Zappa, King Crimson, Talking Heads, solo stuff. I don't know. Incredible musician. $36.99 on Adrian Ballou, Mr. Music Head. Brandon Lag, let me know, man. Are we fighting over $1 here? Are you at 20? I'm at 21. Because I'm not going to 20. I'll do 21 though. Jefferson Airplane is sold to Natasha Pickett for $20. That is sold to Natasha for $20. Focus 12. Was there a Focus? Oh yeah, there was a Focus. All right, now this I think is going to be a $2 Paul moment. Denise, I think I'm going to have to do 14 on Focus if it's $19.99 like I think it is. It is. I'll do $14 on that. $2 bump on that one. $2 bump on that, Denise. I'll sell it to you for $14. Brandon Lack. I don't have till Tuesday to sell you this till Tuesday record. Got right now. Right now. George Thorogood and the Destroyers Maverick is $19.99. $19.99 on George Thorogood. Well, Brandon, how about 20? How about $20, Brandon? $20 on it, and I'll sell it to you. You thought I was going to come back with 20 anyways. Let's do 20. What's the condition? Denise, there were no condition notes on this. No condition notes. Looking at it right now. It looks like a really nice copy for sure. It's on the Sire label. Very clean. Jacket's nice. Yeah, just a plain inner sleeve, but very nice looking copy there. Brandon Like said deal. All right. See, I caved. I came down $1 for you. I came down $1. Michael Snay. Doors. Yeah, the Doors. We had Waiting for the Sun. It was a... it was on the Butterfly label, so it is like a mid-70s pressing, roughly. Mid, maybe late. No, I don't think it would have been late 70s. It might be, though. There's no barcode or anything, but it's super clean. It's $44.99. It is a buy it now best offer crate, and Focus is sold to Denise Oftedal for $14. That sold you for $14. Did I miss anything else? But you can pay back for hamburgers on Tuesday. I don't know. I'll gladly pay you. What is it, man? I forgot the line. Forgot the line from the dude from Popeye. Oh, man. I'm really spacing, blanking on the Popeye dude. Tracks on Carly. Tracks on Carly. Carly Simon has The Right Thing to Do, The Carter Family, You're So Vain, which is massive hit, of course. His Friends Are More Than Fond of Robin, We Have No Secrets. Embrace Me, You Child, Waited So Long, It Was So Easy. Night Owl, and When You Close Your Eyes. It does. Wimpy, thank you, Sean. Wimpy, yes. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Something like that, right? Let's see. Tracks on Carly. Art of the Deal. Yeah. Did the 14 on that. What else have I missed? Anything? Ultrasonic Cleaning 45s. Nice. Hopefully you can hear me over your ultrasonic cleaner. Those things can get pretty loud. $7 is sold. That is sold to Robin Glenn. Thank you, Robin Glenn. That sold to you for $7. One record left in your Chuck Berry's Greatest Hits in shrink wrap. That's $34.99. $34.99. This is a like a mid-70s pressing. That orange and blue chest label in shrink. $34.99. $34.99. Mr. Softy is back tomorrow night. Yes. I don't think he's really had a day off since the Metallica concert. I think that Metallica concert was the last time he had a day off, so I had to come in today. He's got to take the day off, but he'll be back tomorrow. He will be back tomorrow. I think I'm going to go buy some more records Wednesday, too. I'm just not going to stop. Going to buy some records on Wednesday. Did I miss anything else? Nope, I don't think so. I'm going to run through this crate again, though. We knocked out a fair chunk, pretty decent chunk of that stuff out of here. Hopefully we can sell more second time through. I'm just going to read the artists and titles. If you need more info or want to make an offer on anything, just let me know. REO Speedwagon, Good Trouble. Jerry Lee Lewis, The Golden Rock Hits. The Early Beatles. The Early Beatles. He seemed to be fading. Yeah, I'm sure he's got to be tired. He's been doing these sales every night for like 14 days straight or something crazy. The Fabulous Sound of Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs. Bobby and the Midnights going out not too far, Craig, just over to Georgia. That Petrol Emotion. Frank Sinatra, That's Life. Nancy, that's Nancy Sinatra. Beautiful lady. Very good music as well. Chuck Berry's Golden Hits. Chuck Berry's Golden Hit. We've got Golden Hits and Greatest Hits. Golden Hits and Greatest Hits by Chuck Berry. Relax with Bent Fabric. Bent Fabric. And then another Belafonte. That one is Love is a Gentle Thing. Al Kayola. Tough Guitar. Country Joe McDonald. War. Derringer. That's Rick Derringer. Sweet Evil. Derringer. And then Papa John Creech for the best of. Marshall Crenshaw still available. Good stuff. Power Pop. New Wave, whatever you want to call it there. The Dave Clark 5. You Got What It Takes. Chicago. That was Chicago 11, I believe. The Shirelles. Sha-la-la-la-la. Carly Simon Hotcakes. Here's another Carly Simon. Robin Glenn. Let me know if you want that. How much was that Petrol? I remember reading that or saying that. Where is that thing? Petrol Emotion. Rebecca Howitt was $19.99. No condition notes on that. REO. Jeff Holsworth. I was about to sell it to Natasha Pickett, and I came up to the price of $12. It was $14.99. She made an offer. I said I would do $12 on it, so my price is $12 on REO Speedwagon if you want that. $12. The Shadows. Rarities. Collectors. Tracks from the Shadows and Hank Marvin. Tracks and price on Carly. It was $9.99. Go for it. All right, Jeff, I'm assuming that means you do want it, right? So that is sold to Jeff Holsworth for $12. That's sold to Jeff Holsworth. Oh, you're going to pass. Okay, no problem. Yeah, she passed at 12. That's where I'm going to have to be on that one. Tracks and price. The price is $9.99. That one's got Safe and Sound Mind on My Man. Think I'm gonna have a baby. Older Sister. Just Not True. Hotcakes. Misfit. Forever My Love. Mockingbird. Grown Up and Haven't Got Time for the Pain. That's what we've got on that one. Robin Glenn, if you want that, just let me know. Thank you, Craig. It's like every time I read it, the track list pops up. I appreciate you, Craig. Thank you for everything you do. You are great. That Petrol 15, that is sold to Rebecca Howitt. That's sold to Rebecca Howitt for $15. Dave Clark 5 Chuck, I'm sure, is $9.99. Yeah, that's $9.99. Just let me know what you want to do with that one. Buy it or make an offer. The classic performances of 10 Years After still available. Greg Kin, that's the Greg Conspiracy Band. War, Greatest Hits. Man, these guys are awesome. This underrated. This one does have Lowrider on it too, by the way, if you're interested in that. The World is a Ghetto, War. Great stuff. Great stuff. Belafonte, Harry Belafonte. Robin Trower still available as well. Chuck Berry, Bio. I feel like that's one that I don't see too often. That's $29.99. When did this come out? Like 73-ish? Yeah, 1973. $29.99 on that. Dave Clark, 7. Oh yeah, it's right here. $7. That is sold to Chuck Hawley for $7. Thank you very much. Let's see, next in the crate is REO Speedwagon Live. REO Speedwagon Live, the Beatles' second album. That is still available. That is still in there. And then we've got Robin Trower, Victims of the Fury. Roger Daltrey, Ride a Rock Horse. Belafonte, The Midnight Special. Adrian Belew, Mr. Music Head is still available. George Thorogood and the Destroyers, Maverick. George Thorogood, Maverick. The Doors, Waiting for the Sun. And then Chuck Berry's Greatest Hits. Chuck Berry's Greatest Hits. All right. Any more questions on anything here? Beatles second, 24. Chris Reynolds, let's see. What did we have that marked for? It was $29.99. That's a fair offer. Chris Reynolds gets the Beatles second for $24.99. Todd Saw, REO Speedwagon Live. Let's see. That was $34.99. It's a 2 LP live show. Man, it's a clean copy too. Very nice. Shooey. It's a clean copy. ST The Doors is $44.99. It is on the mid-70s Butterfly label, but no condition notes. It's also a really nice looking copy. Very clean. That was $44.99. So Todd Saw and ST, let me know what you guys want to do. While that crate is still sitting there for a second, I'm going to mute my mic and take a sip of some caffeine. All right. Let's see. Did I try a cake shake at Portillo's when you drove through Illinois? I don't even think, well, I think we drove through Illinois on the way up. I slept half of it, like half that trip. We were taking turns driving and sleeping. I don't remember Illinois at all. I think on the way back, we didn't even go through Illinois because of traffic. I think we went straight down. Well, no, we would have had to. We went through Illinois, but we did not start, or we didn't go through Portillo's at all. Let's see. 9 on Chuck Berry's Greatest. That was this one here. That was marked $34.99. So my best price on that would be $27. Joe Delgado. That would be $27. It's a copy in shrink wrap with no condition notes. It would be $27. War. Timothy Horn. War. Where was that? War. Greatest Hits was $29.99. $29.99 on that. Timothy Horn. No condition notes on that either. It's also a really nice looking copy. That was $29.99 on War Greatest Hits. All right. Let me move this out of the way. If you guys need anything out of there or want to make an offer on anything, just let me know. Just let me know. What am I going to show next? I don't know if this might be some stuff that he went through. Maybe. I don't know. Did he go through these? I think he might have gone through that. Let's see. Wonder if Big Sean's still watching. I might go through this crate right here, because I saw his favorite band right in the front. Let's do it. Let's do a crate of new vinyl real quick while Big Sean is still watching. All right. Big Sean. Nonsense random half off. Maybe. I need to see what all is around me here. But let's go through this, create a new vinyl first. This is the Harlem, or not the Harlem Globe. No, is it the Harlem Globetrotters? It's just the Globetrotters. New and sealed, $33.99. It really is the Harlem Globetrotters. Very cool. New and sealed, $33.99. I didn't even know we had that. $33.99 on the Globetrotters. The band Music from Big Pink, that's a new sealed copy for $36.99. $36.99 on that. Queens of the Stone Age, Songs for the Deaf. New and sealed copy for $46.99. This is Bootsy Collins, Album of the Year, #1 Funketeer. New and sealed for $36.99 on Bootsy Collins. I bet he probably has a bunch of cool people playing on this, but doesn't have the credits on the back, unfortunately. Bootsy Collins, new and sealed, $36.99. Kiss, that's Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley, new and sealed, $33.99. $33.99 on Kiss. Nirvana, MTV Unplugged in New York. That's new and sealed for $39.99. $39.99 on Nirvana, MTV Unplugged. If you don't have a copy of that, you should probably get one. It's great. Lake of Fire. What was the other one? I mean, Man Who Sold the World is great, of course. Just fantastic. Essential. Where Did He Sleep Last Night also. New and sealed, $39.99. Ace Frehley, Frehley's Comet, new sealed copy for $44.99. Kiss, Love Gun, $36.99. Little Feat, Strike Up the Band, that's new and sealed for $39.99. Rush, Hold Your Fire, $33.99. Bon Jovi, Rockin' Live in Cleveland, March 17th, 1984, $29.99 on that. Iron Maiden, Killers, new and sealed, remaster, $33.99 on Iron Maiden. Slayer, that is Slayer South of Heaven, new and sealed for $34.99. $34.99 on Slayer. And Wasp, self-titled, 40th anniversary, limited edition marbled vinyl half-speed master, new and sealed for $38.99. Dokken, Breaking the Chains. Dokken, Breaking the Chains is new and sealed on red vinyl for $33.99. $33.99 on Dokken. Got two of those. Star Wars, The Themes, music from episodes 1 through 6 on colored vinyl, new and sealed, $29.99. Audiophile vinyl. Killers, that was Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden Killers is sold to Gabe Vise. Thank you, Gabe. That is sold to you. That is sold to you. A few records left in here. The Very Best of Screamin' Jay Hawkins, new and sealed, $33.99. I Put a Spell on You. Yes, great stuff. Maybe the original, or maybe the first, like, shock rock artist. $33.99 on Screamin' Jay Hawkins. Bullet Boys, Behind the Orange Curtain. That's new and sealed on red marble vinyl. Only 300 copies made. $38.99 on Bullet Boys. DMX, The Legacy, that's new and sealed for $39.99. Korn, self-titled music on vinyl release, $46.99 on Korn. Another Korn, this is The Path of Totality. That's a music on vinyl release, $44.99. And then Jimi Hendrix Experience, Are You Experienced? This is a mono. Yeah, this is in mono. Very cool. Mono remaster from the original mono master tapes. $39.99 on Jimi Hendrix. $39.99 mono. Mono originals are extremely tough to find. Stereolab. Great stuff. Mars Audiac Quintet. It's a 2LP edition. $38.99 on Stereolab. $38.99 on that. Mac DeMarco. This is Mac DeMarco 2, new and sealed, $28.99. This is the one, yeah, this one really got me into his music when this came out. Ode to Viceroy. Good stuff. $28.99 on Mac DeMarco. And then Sean's favorite band, Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor, 180 gram vinyl, $33.99. And Led Zeppelin 1, their debut, new and sealed for $33.99. $33.99 on Led Zeppelin 1. All right, let's move that crate over. Move that one over. I'm sure you had to have known that was coming up. You had to have known that I was about to show a Led Zeppelin record when I said your favorite band was up here. Let's see, what is all this stuff over here? I'm gonna try to find a nonsense half off crate, or at least something I can just do half off on, or half off of. What is this? This is more stuff from just a few days ago, isn't it? I'm gonna do another, this is gonna be buy now best offer. I can't bring myself to, man, how did, like, none of these sell? There's great stuff in here. Some cool jazz stuff in here. I think I priced these, like, last Wednesday before I left on that trip. These are gonna be buy it now, best offer. All right. During Christmas, went Slayer South of Heaven. Cool. Where was that? Right here. Slayer South of Heaven is sold to Darren. That is sold to Darren. All right. Let's see. These are going to be buy it now, best offer. I didn't find a nonsensical type half off crate, but I did find a good buy it now, best offer crate. If you guys like jazz and other music too, I think you'll like this one. There's some really good jazz in here for sure, reissues and stuff, but great albums. This is No Sound Soul, or SO 129. This was it's a prog record. It's the only time it's been on vinyl. No condition notes, $29.99. I haven't listened to these guys, but highly critically regarded is what I should be saying. That was $29.99. $29.99 on that. And then Bola Sette Ocean guitar solos, $14.99. It is a 1981 reissue, but great stuff here. $14.99 on the Windham Hill label there. Eric Essex, Songs from the Deep. That's a record store day release from 2021, sealed for $14.99. $14.99 on Eric Essex. Diego Sanchez on Bola Sette. That is sold to Diego Sanchez. Thank you. That is sold to you. Again, everything in here is buy now or best offer. Grant Green, The Latin Bit. This is a Tone Poet master. Whatever. It's like an audiophile pressing, sealed for $29.99. $29.99 on Grant Green, The Latin Bit. This Tone Poet, the Tone Poet series stuff usually is like $45 or $50 if we get them brand new. Prague, Prague. It's funny. This is the Bobby Hamilton Quintet Unlimited Dream Queen. I've never seen an original of these or of this. This is an extremely rare record, the originals of this. This is a record store day release from 2022, sealed for $34.99. Great, like, spiritual jazz kind of stuff there. John Dodd offered 22 on Grant Green. I'll do 25 on it. 25, it's brand new. It's an audiophile Tone Poet release. 25, John Dodd, and I'll sell that to you. Next, Joe Henderson, one of my favorites, one of my favorite sax players. Mode for Joe Henderson. This is a sealed copy from just last year, $29.99 on Joe Henderson, Mode for Joe. We've got two of them. It's got Lee Morgan, Curtis Fuller, Bobby Hutcherson, Cedar Walton, Ron Carter, and Joe Chambers. What a amazing lineup. $29.99 on that. Lonnie Smith, Turning Point. Lonnie Smith is $22.99. That's from 2023. JH, yeah. Joe Henderson is sold to Sean Fairweather. John Dodd, let me know if you want the Grant Green for 25. 25 on Grant Green. And then Freddie Hubbard, Blue Spirits. This is also a Tone Poet series release. This one is sealed for $39.99. Freddie Hubbard, James Spaulding, Joe Henderson on this one as well. Zawadi's on here. Harold Mabern Jr., Larry Ridley, Clifford Jarvis, and Big Black. Sealed Tone Poet release for $39.99. $39.99 on that. Let's see. Charlie Hunter Trio. Cool. Bing, bing, bing. 8-string guitar player. Sealed copy, $29.99. It's a 2022 reissue. Yeah, if you haven't ever heard or seen this dude play, it's very cool. Plays an 8-string. He's got like, I think the top 2 strings are bass strings, so he's like playing those with his thumb while he's using the other 6 as a guitar. So he's doing the bass and guitar all at the same time. It's kind of, I don't know, it's unbelievable how he does that. But John Dodd gets Grant Green for $25. That's sold to John Dodd for $25. Melvin Jackson, Funky Skull. This is another one where originals go for a lot of money. This is a Third Man release from 2023, sealed for $24.99. Cool cover too, $24.99 on that. Lonnie Smith, John Dodd was $22.99. $22.99 on that. $22.99. Melvin Jackson still available. Got 2 of those actually. Surprising. Julian Lodge. Squint. This is Julian Lodge. This dude's really cool. I think I'm thinking of the right guy. I think at least early on he would do a lot of like loop. He used a loop pedal a lot and did a bunch of cool guitar stuff. This is sealed from 2021. $24.99 on Julian Lodge. It is on Blue Note too. Modern artist on Blue Note. Lonnie Smith, 17. Lonnie Smith. Where is he? Did I put him in the back? I did. Lonnie Smith sold to John Dodd for $17. That's sold for $17. This is another No Sound record. Scintilla or Scintilla. I don't know. No Sound. 2 LPs at 45 RPM from 2016. That's $24.99. $24.99 on that. And then Lee Morgan, Search for the New Land, one of the best. Lee Morgan, Wayne Shorter, Grant Green, Herbie Hancock, Reginald Workman, and Billy Higgins. That's a sealed copy for $29.99. $29.99 on Lee Morgan. That's a great album. Not too long before he died, I think. That was one of his last albums. Another Lonnie Smith. This one's Lonnie Smith live at Club Mozambique. Lonnie Smith, $29.99. It's from the Rare Groove series, and it's cut by Kevin Gray. $29.99 on that. $29.99 on that. 25, yeah. Tyler Uribe gets Lee Morgan for $25. That's sold to Tyler Uribe for $25. Charles Mingus presents Charles Mingus. It's remastered by Bernie Grunman. Bernie Grunman sealed. $29.99. It's a Bernie Grunman remaster. $29.99 on Charles Mingus. And we've got 2 of them. Shocking. See, John Dodd on LS. That was this Lonnie Smith right here. That is sold to John Dodd for full price. Thank you, John Dodd. That's sold to you. Oh, I see now what you did there. 24. I'll sell that to you for 24 anyways. So that is sold to John Dodd for $24. Mingus is sold to Sean Fairweather for $25. I've got 1 copy left. Someone else needs to pick up this other Mingus for $25. Pick up that other Mingus for $25. And then this one I think I remember being kind of pricey. This is Candace Springs Soul Eyes. Yeah, it's from 2016. It's out of print. It's EX 54.99, and it's also on the Blue Note label. Also on Blue Note, EX copy, $54.99. I can't remember if it's like the only one that is available is like over $100, where the last one that sold is around $100, something like that. But this one's EX for $54.99. Nick Bargeron's going to get the other Charles Mingus. That's sold to Nick Bargeron for $25 as well. That's also sold to Nick for $25. And then this is James Montgomery Duck Fever. James Montgomery is EX for $9.99. Rick and Mick Just Pilgrims. Rick and Mick is EX Gospel by Twins. $9.99 for Rick and Mick Just Pilgrims. $9.99 on that. Can't remember if I got that Mingus last week. Well, if you end up getting 2 of them, then guess just give one to a friend and be like, hey, check this out. Listen to Charles Mingus. It's good for you. Neil Young. Tonight's the night. Neil Young is VG Plus for just $22.99, and it's got the little insert with it as well. It's a 1975 US Terre Haute OG VG Plus for $22.99. $22.99 on that. Dylan. This is Bob Dylan. And that is EX for $19.99. Bob Dylan, EX $19.99. Of course, everything in here is buy now or best offer. The Rolling Stones Goat Head Soup with the insert. I love that insert. I kind of wish they had used that for the front cover, but this one's EX for $29.99. EX $29.99. Neil Young 18. That is sold to Diego Sanchez for $18. Thank you, Diego. That's sold to you for $18. Yeah, I do remember pricing out like 2 or 3 different Mingus titles, so you might have gotten a different one. There's Joni Mitchell. It's a VG copy of her first album, 1968 USOG. $14.99. VG $14.99 on the two-tone reprise label. VG $14.99. Dylan 15, that sounds reasonable. Let's sell that to Jerry Ferguson for $15. Dylan is sold to Jerry Ferguson for $15. Van Morrison Tupelo Honey. Van Morrison is VG Plus. It's a 1971 Terre Haute OG. And it is VG Plus for just $19.99. Surprising that this is in here at all. Yeah, on the Green Warner label. VG Plus, $19.99 on Van Morrison. Sonny and Cher, Look at Us. Sonny and Cher is VG copy for $9.99. Sonny and Cher, Look at Us, VG, $9.99. Quadrophenia, original motion picture soundtrack. It's a VG copy for $12.99. Quadrophenia, VG, $12.99. And then Dave Rayner, Rain or Shine, Dave Rayner. It's a 1981 U.S. private press, still in shrink, very scarce. Only 43 have in the collection on Discogs. It's EX for $54.99. I'm kind of curious what this is. What's up with this? I want to see what type of music it is, at least. Dave Rayner. It might be gospel or something. Let's see. Rain or Shine. Let's see. Well, yeah, soft rock. Yeah, there's one for sale right now for $1,500. It last sold for $210. A VG Plus copy sold for $210. This is EX, and we only have it marked for $54.99. It should be a lot more than that. The copy before that was $129.99, and it sold. One before that was $99.99, and then $133. Yeah, I don't know. If that doesn't sell, we should either mark it up even higher, or we should put it on Discogs. $54.99 from what I'm seeing is a very, very good price on that one. I'm going to put that in the back because we need to go through that one again. Am I selling them Crooked Vultures tonight? No, we will definitely do a hype post when we're selling that. That will most likely be sold this upcoming week, though, for sure. But yeah, no auctions tonight. Just doing a lot of half off and buy now best offer type crates. This is Silver Laughter, Sailing on Fantasies. That's EX. It's a power pop record from 1978. EX 1999. EX 1999 on Silver Laughter. Quadrophenia, $9.99. That is sold to Greg Gallagher, maybe. I don't know. Greg, have you bought from us before? Just say yes or no. If not, we do have some first-time buyer instructions for you. I just saw the offers on Van Morrison. Jason Boxell offered $15 first, and this is sold to Jason Boxell. Sorry about the hold up on that. I got distracted by that private press record. I always find those fascinating. The band in concert, the band Rock of Ages, is VG Plus. It does have cover damage at $17.99. VG Plus, $17.99 for the band. Neil Young with Crazy Horse. Everybody knows This Is Nowhere. VG Plus. It's a 1970 US repress. VG Plus, just $19.99. Man, I love this record. You can't go wrong with it. Cinnamon Girl, the title track, Down by the River. Cowgirl in the Sand is on here. VG Plus, just $19.99. Tracks on Sonny and Cher. Sonny and Cher was right here. That's got I Got You Babe, Unchained Melody, Then He Kissed Me, Sing C'est La Vie, It's Gonna Rain, 500 Miles, Just You, The Letter, Let It Be Me, You don't love me, you've really got a hold on me. And why don't they let us fall in love? Let's see. John, what was the 54.99 album? That was, well, let me put this in the back real quick. Oh yeah, I put the other one in the back. I was gonna check this out. I bet this is awesome. I know it says soft rock, but man, there's some cool soft rock, private press stuff out there. This is Dave Raynor. It's Raynor, Rain or Shine. The only one available on Discogs right now is like $1,500. It's like $1,500. Obviously that's way off. I think the true value is somewhere around like $150 to $200 probably, but we have it marked for just $54.99. Jim B, man, I think we might have goofed on the price on that one. Let's see, Sonny and Cher. I put it in the back. 7. I can't budge much off of that. I think I'm gonna have to do 50 on that. I know you're gonna buy it and resell it. Sonny and Cher is sold to Robin Glenn for $7, but John Dodd asked about it first, and he just offered 50. So John Dodd did ask about it first. He made an offer of 50. I just said I would sell it for 50, so I am gonna sell that to John Dodd for 50. I think you got a steal of a deal on that one for sure. After looking at the stats on that. Greg Alley, thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know that you have bought from us. Steely Dan, Greatest Hits. Steely Dan, Greatest Hits. It's an EX copy. It is on the original label. $34.99. This is I mean, if you don't have any Steely Dan, this is a great place to start. 2 LPs. It's pretty much got everything you want on here. EX $34.99. It's not an auction, Jim. I know you want it now that you've probably seen some of the stats on there, but I did sell that for $50 to John Dodd. John Dodd got that for $50. This is Bjorn Torsk or Torsky Bien. It's electronic / deep house EX condition, $22.99. EX $22.99. Bjorn Torsk. Queen the Game. Queen the Game is VG Plus for $19.99. And then we've got One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest soundtrack. That's EX for $14.99. There is Cover Damage down here. EX $14.99 on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I'm really curious about that. I really want to listen to it. I'm going to take a picture of it real quick. Actually, in that collection of like 23,000 that we bought the other day, I've been finding quite a bit of stuff like that where it's like private press stuff. There was one that I found today, actually. I was going through gospel records and I found a record that I have had on my Discogs want list for about 7 years, and I couldn't believe it was in there. It's like a psychedelic folk gospel record. It's fantastic. Let's see, Bjorn, Flew. This is sold to ST first of all. The Bjorn Torsk price, Rebecca, was EX $22.99. EX $22.99. Let's see, was this only album? I figured it probably was. That's how a lot of those private press records are. It's like a local guy, they record one album, and sometimes they're incredible, sometimes they're awful. But the ones that are actually good tend to go for a lot of money because they usually only press like 100, maybe 200 of them, typically. Bjorn is sold to Rebecca Howlett for $19. Thank you, Rebecca Howlett. That's sold to you. Next is Ike Turner Presents The Family Vibes Confined to Soul. That's $14.99. And then T-Bone Burnett Radio Sampler promo only, $9.99. Queen 14. What was this priced at? Oh man, I feel like the sticker price on that's already good. VG Plus was $19.99 on Queen the Game. It's a nice copy too. I'm gonna do a $2 bump on that. Let's do 16, Mike. 16 on that one, and I'll sell it to you. Led Zeppelin, self-titled, on 180 gram vinyl, sealed, $29.99 on Led Zeppelin, the debut album. Sean, you can't get away from them. That's $29.99. T-Bone Burnett is sold to Diego Sanchez That is sold to Diego Sanchez. And then another copy of Fleetwood Mac, Heroes Are Hard to Find. Fleetwood Mac, $29.99. No condition notes, $29.99 on Fleetwood Mac. And then Buddy Miller, Cruel Moon, $29.99 on that. That's a 2013 German reissue, $29.99 on Buddy Miller, Cruel Moon. Queen, all right, fine, that'll work. Mike Bartlett gets Queen the Game for $15. Jerry Ferguson, Led Zeppelin, $25. Led Zeppelin is sold to Jerry Ferguson for $25. That is sold. And let's see. Let's recap this crate real quick. There's still some good records in here for sure. Just gonna read the artists and titles in here. If you need a price or want to make an offer on anything or claim anything, just put it in the comments. This is No Sound SO129. No Sound SO129. And then Eric Essex, Songs from the Deep. It's a Records 4-day release. Then we've got, another copy of that. And then Dream Queen. This is the Bobby Hamilton Quintet Unlimited. This one goes for like $1,000 or more, typically in good shape, even up to $2,000. But that's a reissue. Joe Henderson, Mode for Joe. We still have one copy of that left. We do Neil Young for $15. Neil Young for $15. That was Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere. I Will. That is sold to Jerry Ferguson for $15. That's sold to Jerry Ferguson for $15. Thank you very much. Great album there. Herbie. Where did Herbie come from? Freddie Hubbard, Blue Spirits. Freddie Hubbard, Blue Spirits. Yeah. And Herbie Hancock's not even on that one. But man, these Tone Poets, man, they sound incredible. The separation and soundstage on them, it's just unbelievably good. Charlie Hunter Trio, Bing Bing Bing. Melvin Jackson, Funky Skull. We've got two of those. That's another one that's pricey. I think originals are between $100 and $200. Julian Lodge, Squint. Julian Lodge. And then another No Sound. This one's Scintilla, or Scintilla. Candace Springs, Soul Eyes. James Montgomery, Doug Fever. Bill Hannum, I can't discount this one over here because this one is from a distributor. This one's from a distributor. I'm pretty sure we paid more than $25 just to get this one. I can't discount new vinyl from our distributors, but I could do that one that was in here for $25 because it came from a collection. It's a little bit different. Let's see. Keep ordering the jazz. Yeah, I definitely need this. And this stuff was actually from that record store in Iowa. I found a box of just a ton of like new sealed jazz stuff. But yeah, the next time that I put in an order of new vinyl, I'm definitely going to order some more jazz because I think we did pretty well with it the last time. I don't see much of it around here, so we must have sold a good chunk of it. Let's see, next in the crate, Rick and Mick, Just Pilgrims. Rolling Stones, Goat's Head Soup. That one's still available, surprisingly, and it's got the insert with it. It's an EX copy. Joni Mitchell, her debut album. Silver Laughter, Sailing on Fantasies. Silver Laughter. This is probably good, too. Power Pop from 1978. The Band, Rock of Ages. Steely Dan, Greatest Hits. Fantastic. Ike Turner presents The Family Vibes, Confined to Soul, and then Fleetwood Mac, Heroes Are Hard to Find, and Buddy Miller, Cruel Moon. Those are all still available. I think I'm gonna, let's see, what am I gonna do? I need to go eat dinner. I need to eat food. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm about done with the show for tonight. I'm done for tonight, but we will be back selling stuff tomorrow. We will be back selling tomorrow. Big Soft, you'll be back on the mic, and Big Sean will be in the comments, and I'll be in the back pricing records, most likely. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me tonight. If you have anything else, I don't know. That's all I got. Actually, well, I don't know. I thought about recapping the half off crate. I went through 2 crates of half off records, and it's down to 1 crate right now. I'm gonna run through that real quick before I get off of here. I'm gonna do that real quick. Let's see. Let's do that one, and then I'll get off. Let's do this one real quick. This is all that's left of the half off stuff. Whew, half off. Here we go. Let's do it real quick. Let's sell it all. Sugarloaf, Spaceship Earth, $20. No condition notes on that. Miami Vice soundtrack, that's EX for $9. Wilburn Brothers, Back in Town, that's $5. Universal Rhythm, that's Ralph McDonald. Ralph McDonald is $6.50. Emerson, Lake and Palmer Works, Volume 2, that is $7.50. Lou Graham, Ready or Not, no condition notes, $10 on Lou Graham. Nat King Cole, Looking Back, is $5. This was Little Richard's Greatest Hits. Little Richard's Greatest Hits. It is a reissue, or I don't know about reissue. It's from like the 80s or something, but it's just $10. It's got Lucille, Tutti Frutti, Good Golly Miss Molly. Recorded live, $10 on that. Jeff Holsworth is going to get Miami Vice. Miami Vice is sold to Jeff Holsworth. Get that in the crate. Lou Graham sold to Nick Bargeron. Thank you, Nick Bargeron. That's sold to you. Bill Nelson's Red Noise, Sound on the Harvest label. That was half off for $10. $10 on that. Aretha Franklin. This is Aretha, Hey Now Hey, The Other Side of the Sky. Cool cover on that one. I love that cover. $13.50 on Aretha. The Werewolves, Ship of Fools. The Werewolves is $5. $5 on that. And then the Iodine Raincoats, I Wonder, is $5. The Iodine Raincoats, $5 on that. Gladys Knight and the Pips. That's Gladys Knight Pipe Dreams. I believe this is sealed. It is sealed for $5. Sealed for just $5 on Gladys Knight and the Pips. Don't know for sure what this is, but I'm assuming it's Polka in a Viennese Wine Garden. I don't know. Tony Krauser. Something like that. Sealed for $5. Sealed for $5. Sealed $5 on that. The Stanky Brown Group, If the Lights Don't Get You, the Hellets Will. $5 on that. Lonnie Jolly on Gladys Knight and the Pips. That's sold to Lonnie Jolly. Thank you. Unstoppable. Unstoppable is sealed for $5. And then Sammy Hall Singers, What's It All About? That's VG Plus for $5. And then we have 1 copy left of 5 Seconds of Summer. That is sealed for $29.99. It's on colored vinyl. We don't know what color, but it is sealed for $15. We had 4 of these, and we only have 1 copy left. So just 1 copy of that left. Barry White, No Limit on Love. That is sealed for just $10. It's a numbered reissue. Numbered reissue sealed. $10 on Barry White. We have 2 of those. And then 1 copy left of Blonde Shell. Blonde Shell is sealed for $10. We have not sold Van Halen 5150. That will be in an auction most likely this upcoming week. All that stuff that was like in that flip video in that tub, we have not sold hardly any of that stuff. A lot of that stuff will be auctioned. This is Sounds by Young Gravy. Marvelous. Young Gravy, that is sealed. It was $39.99. Now it's $20. $20 on Young Gravy. And then 1 copy left of Ashley McBride. Ashley McBride, The Devil I Know. That is sealed for $12.50. $12.50 on Ashley McBride. And then Big Sean. There's Big Sean Fairweather. Detroit 2 Big Sean is sealed for just $10. Big Sean sealed $10. DMA's How Many Dreams. That's on neon yellow vinyl. Unopened for just $15. It was $29.99. Now it's $15 for DMA's. $15 on that. And then Mercyland, We Never Lost a Single Game. That is sealed for $10. Sealed for $10. Sealed for $10. Lonnie Jolly on BS. That was Big Sean. Lonnie Jolly on Big Sean. That is sold. And then Nick Bargeron on Ashley McBride. That is sold to Nick Bargeron. And then Rod Bryan, you were second on Big Sean. Mercyland. Got 2 copies of that. Charlie Bliss. Guppy. Charlie Bliss is sealed for $10. It was $19.99. Now it's $10 for Charlie Bliss. And then the Earl Scruggs Review Rockin' Across the Country is $7.50. And then Charlie Daniels Band Full Moon, no condition notes, $12.50 on that. Jimmy Buffett Equal Strain on all parts that's sealed on blue vinyl, $17.50. And The Wicked Lowdown Out of Line is sealed for $7.50, $7.50 on that. And then Luke Hemmings, When Facing the Things We Turn Away From, that is sealed for $10. And then the Teskey Brothers with Orchestra Victoria live at Hamer Hall, sealed for $12.50, sealed for $12.50 on the Teskey Brothers. And then Vintage Treble Heavy Hymnal, this is sealed for just $7.50. We've got three of those. Jimmy, William Howell on Jimmy. Jimmy Buffett, that is sold to William Howell. Thank you, William. That is sold to you. And we've got Stevie Wonder, Fulfilling This First Finale. This is a 2017 reissue. It was $34.99. Now it's $17.50. $17.50 on that. And then Kinda Kinks, the Kinda Kinks 50th Anniversary Edition, 180 gram. No condition notes in shrink. It was $19.99. Now it's just $10. Just $10 for Kinda Kinks. Fleetwood Mac, Heroes Are Hard to Find. That's half off for $12.50. $12.50 on that. And then Blues Project, half off, $7.50. James Gang Miami is $20. Don't see that one too much. Delaney and Bonnie and Friends Motel Shot is a white label promo, and that is $12.50. Sorry, I hit the camera again. Stevie Wonder, SW Stevie Wonder, that is sold to ST. And then Kinda Kinks, where are you? Kinda Kinks is sold to Rod Brown for $10. FM, that was Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac is sold to Lonnie Jolly. ST, you were second on the Kinks. Diego Sanchez, first on the Blues Project, that is sold to Diego Sanchez. And just a few more in here. Aretha Franklin, Take a Look, is in shrink, $17.50. William Howell, you were second on Fleetwood Mac. And then Sonny Bono, Interviews, a little psychedelic record here from Sonny. This is a VG Plus copy, just $7.50. And then Brian Ferry, Boys and Girls. Brian Ferry is $12.50. $12.50 on Brian Ferry. And that's all of it. That's all the half off stuff here. That's all of the half off records. Whew. If you want me to go through it again, I will. But I think that's probably going to be it. If you have any questions on anything, there's still some pretty good records in here too for half off sticker. Half off. If anybody wants anything out of there. Gotta wait just, 15, 20 seconds, something like that, just to make sure no one else wants anything, and then I'm gonna log off for the night. I appreciate you guys tuning in and buying some records. This upcoming week should be a fun one for sure. Should be a good week. Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And I